Today we are gathered here to have a lecture as a part of Indian Coast Guard Rising Day celebrations. It's a week-long celebration that they are doing. So out of this many occasions, they wanted to have one collaboration with Pondicherry University. It is our privilege to have that collaboration, and we are really thankful to Coast Guard District Headquarters, Pondicherry, for giving this opportunity to have our students to know what kind of careers which are available in Indian Coast Guard. And let me welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Tarnikar sir, for his valuable time that he is going to spend with us at the busiest hours of the day. From morning onwards he was very busy, but somehow he could able to manage his time to reach here. And also I would like to welcome Commandant Srivatsav sir, the Executive Officer of District Headquarters Puducherry Coast Guard, because he is the one who is going to tell you or going to clarify you about what is the career options after the presentation made by Pradhan Adhikari PRS Kumar sir. Now I would request Commandant Srivatsav sir to have some time to share some of his knowledge to the students. Thank you, sir.
Respected Vice Chancellor sir, teaching faculty, professors, non-teaching staff, and my dear students. It's a great honor and privilege for me to stand before you and speak and tell you about one, that is Indian Coast Guard, and also on a broader perspective about maritime India, because we are the proud citizens of this great country called India. And we are here to educate you about Indian Coast Guard. So the first question which should come to your mind is that why the Indian Coast Guard is needed, or when it was formed in 77, why it was needed. So if you go back to the history of India, in 60s and 70s, there was rampant smuggling going on, and any smuggling activity will lead to economic issues. That means the taxes and other things gets affected because of illegal activities, and that was 60s and 70s when these things were happening. Also, on clause 3, the arguments were going on, wherein the countries were likely to get EEZ, the issue of EEZ came, and the countries were going to get huge portion of ocean, that is 200 nautical miles from their shore. Otherwise, earlier the territorial waters extended up to 3 nautical miles, and that was primarily because of the range of the gunshot. You must be aware, being NCC cadets, that was the range of a cannon shot. So this huge portion of ocean which was under arguments and debates that nations, maritime nations will get EEZ, that was going on. So that is the time Government of India formed Rustomji committee, which was headed by Sri Rustomji, who was Special Secretary and a very distinguished IPS officer. And even Indian Navy recommended, because Indian Navy was till that time looking after peacetime roles as well as checking smuggling activities or illegal activities. So there was a need that a dedicated maritime force must be constituted so as to make sure that India's maritime interests are protected. And that is how Coast Guard came into being on 1st of February 1977 with 2 frigates and 5 patrol boats which were seconded from Navy. And now we are in 49th raising day of Coast Guard. So within, let's say, 49 years, today we have more than 150 ships, more than 74, 75 aircrafts, fixed wing as well as helicopters. So you can imagine, from 2 frigates and 5 patrol boats in these 48, 49 years, We have grown from strength to strength, and we are the fourth largest Coast Guard in the world. So that is a great achievement. Now, if that is the history of Coast Guard, what is the relevance of Coast Guard? If you see, India is a primarily maritime nation, but our continental mindset was always there. The mindset was continental because for very long we were busy on our land borders. We never bothered on water borders. But we have a maritime history as well. We are here in Pondicherry, and if you see, Chola Empire, some 1,000 years back, had a very rich maritime history. They traded up to Indonesia. They had beautiful ships which could sail in all weathers, but primarily they used to take help of monsoon winds and all. But they had very steady ships for trade and for expansion as well. Kalinga had a good maritime force. Shivaji had a maritime force. Then on western coast you had, on Malabar coast you had Marakas, Punjalis. If you talk about Gujarat, Gujarat had very good, very robust shipbuilding some 2,500 years back. Lothal, we all know, was a great maritime hub of ancient India and ancient world. So we have a maritime history, and India now leans on blue economy from brown economy. So if India has to prosper, if economic development has to happen, if India has to become a developed country, it has to look seaward. For very long we had sea blindness. In Navy people call, we had sea blindness. That means we never bothered about oceans, but oceans are great resource for energy, for mineral resources as well as wind energy. Many things can be tapped from ocean. They are great. It has got a huge biodiversity. Let me tell you, Central Indian Ocean Basin, which is a huge area, 75,000 square kilometer, which has been allotted to India by International Seabed Authority. We are doing great progress because rare earth elements are there. And what is the use of rare earth elements? All your mobiles, CT scan machines, MRI machines, your fighter crafts, radars, missiles, your satellites, everywhere you need rare earth elements. So where do you get it from? Either you buy, which is again, logistic and supply chain is a very difficult thing in today's world, which is so full of conflicts, and we have now issue-based alliances, bilaterals, multilateral structures are failing. International structures like WHO or UN are not able to deliver. So we need to be independent, what Prime Minister calls Atmanirbhar Bharat. So if you have to have rare earth elements, if you have to have wind energy, Tamil Nadu and Gujarat are pioneer in that. Our targets of 2030 of having 500 gigawatts. We already have offshore wind energy farms on project basis in Tamil Nadu and Gujarat coast. So that is the relevance of maritime India. We have Sagarmala project, we have Vision Sagar, which means security and growth for all. That means not only India will grow, all countries in the region will grow. Like in tide, when it is high tide, all the boats, they go up. It is not only one boat which goes up in rising tide. So that is the PM's vision of Sagar, security and growth for all in the region. And if India is a maritime nation, if all these things have to happen, then you need a security architecture. And that is why, and that is where the role of Coast Guard comes. Coast Guard is a maritime force which is there to protect the coastline of India, and many other duties like gathering scientific data, responding to oil pollution, coastal security, even supporting Navy during wartime, assisting fishermen. So there are many duties which are entrusted upon Coast Guard, and the country, being a maritime nation, needs a strong Coast Guard. Let me come to the region now. Indo-Pacific, you must be reading in newspaper, all of you are grown up. It is a new geopolitical reality of this area. It's a fragile region. And if you see, Indo-Pacific has got now a lot of things like Quad is there is AUKUS. So this hotspot of global area is now seeing a lot of geopolitical contestations which are happening and unfolding in our area. And if this area is getting more and more prominence day by day, then we need again a strong maritime force. And there are many maritime forces apart from Coast Guard. There is Navy, Customs have got water wing, BSF has got water wing, but primarily that is in western borders and eastern borders along Bangladesh and Pakistan. Then you have Department of Fisheries. Then you have Ministry of Animal Husbandry and Dairying. All are Ministry of Ports and Shipping. All are working in very close connection to realize the maritime vision of 2030, which is a great vision. And if India has to develop, it has to rely on its ocean resources. Today we are here to talk about Indian Coast Guard. This is the background which I have given, that what is the relevance, how Coast Guard was born, what is the relevance of Coast Guard, and why Coast Guard is needed for maritime India, why Coast Guard and organizations like Coast Guard are so important. And now my colleague will tell you about Coast Guard, what kind of ships we have, what kind of aircrafts we have, what is the mode of entering into Coast Guard as a Jawan or as an officer. But let me tell you, Coast Guard has got a bright future. So anybody joining Coast Guard, this is probably the best possible time to join Coast Guard. And this is the best possible time for a person like me to deliver a keynote address, because I am told, sir, Pondicherry University was formed in 1985. So this is a young university. Coast Guard was formed in 1977. So it is a young organization. It is one of the youngest organization in Government of India and youngest amongst all armed forces and CAPFs. So young university, young organization, and young boys and girls. So this is a very lethal combination, I should say. And we all can make a lot of difference. This university, Coast Guard, and this young and ignited mind. So I request and urge all of you to join Coast Guard and be part of nation building process. We have a dream. Chinese have China dream of 2049. Even India has got India dream of 2047. And that dream is of Atmanirbhar Bharat, Viksit Bharat, a developed country, a developed nation. So let us join hands and make this nation proud, make it a developed nation, so that the future generation can be proud of us. With that, I thank you, sir, for providing me this opportunity. It's a great privilege to be here. And I thank Pondicherry University for giving such a lovely opportunity to Indian Coast Guard. And so this, I believe, and should be a beginning, it should be the beginning wherein we have many more associations, interactions, and fruitful engagements in future. So let us hope for a better tie between Indian Coast Guard, Pondicherry, and Pondicherry University. So all the best to you from my side. And now may I request VC sir to kindly say a few words about this start or beginning or association. You're welcome, sir, and thank you from my side. Jai Hind.
So thank you very much for your insightful speech about the Coast Guard, because the kind of transition that happened in Coast Guard, I myself has witnessed, moving from naval officers towards Coast Guard officers. The next door example was Comsage office, because Commodore Watson was heading Comsage office when I was doing my first year MA. The next year, IG Paleri took office, the first officer who took Comsage office in Chennai. The transition, the kind of happiness that the Coast Guard enjoyed, that moment was really unforgettable. And moving from IG level to DG, when the same person, DG Paleri, became the Director General of Indian Coast Guard, that the entire force got a kind of extra 10x boost that our man has come as a chief. So till that, it was Navy who was heading the Coast Guard. So the transition shows that how enthusiastically the force and the men in the force involved in moving further and further for the development. So thank you very much for your kind words, sir. Now I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to share his few experiences with us.
So respected Commandant Srivatsava, Executive Officer of CG DHQ 13, Puducherry, and PSJ Kumar, Pradhan Adhikari, CG DHQ 13 and Puducherry, and the officers, all the officers from the CG Coast Guard of Puducherry, and all the students who are assembled here, and the Dr. S.I. Humayun, who is organizing this program, and all the faculty members from South Asian Studies. So student may be wondering what is the reason for this. See, if you see the land wise, it is only 30%. So more than 30, I mean 25%. 75% is sea. But when it comes to India, we don't basically explore as much the other countries. This is the different reason, the cultural reason. Culturally, our food is basically on only land-based vegetables, even land-based, animal-based food, whereas the sea-based food is also not much. So, but we have to compete with the economy with the other countries. So, when you take the blue economy, nowadays they say blue economy percentage, still we have to explore more. Even the past few decades, India was the major player in ship making, but now the Korea, which is in the 1950s only, they reached the market, the open market. They are the leaders. So we have not updated into this. So we have traditionally even textiles also, we are very good at textiles, but China has overtaken this. But of course, we have compensated with the software and all those things, but still the traditional, whatever the industry we have lost, we have to regain it, all those things. The one of the field is in the Navy as well as Coast Guard area, where the seaside area, where we are not giving much attention. Whereas that is the area where the policy is in the gray area. So there is a international border, national border, all those things. So we, as a student, you should also know what is really going on. Since because of these people only, we are all very safe here, especially our Pondicherry's coast, the seaside. So we are all very safe because of the Coast Guard and of course Navy as well as Army. So students should know about this, and it is not only the issues pertaining to our personal. As a nation, how our security agencies are working for us, we should know about this, and we should also contribute. And regarding the association with the Army, we have a MOU with other two major players. We have MOU with Army as well as the MOU with the other, what is the other one? Air Force also, yes. Air Force also we have, but Defense Service also we have. But we don't have a MOU with the Navy as well as Coast Guard. It is on the process. So the advantage of MOU is the officers from the Defense as well as Army as well as the Navy, they are registering their PhD here. Already they are doing research with the different agencies. This comes under MOU category, where your officers can do PhD directly. So that is the advantage of if you come out with the Coast Guard as well as Navy. You don't need to. You have to write an entrance test, but still your category will not be competed with the regular students. That is the advantage. So I request Humayun already just before this. So speed up this so that we can see more white dressed people inside our campus to have research on this. That is one thing. Then second thing is, under the National Education Policy 2020, so we have started the many elective courses, and in this NCC is one of the main elective courses for overall in the university. So we are working on this. Each semester 2 course any student can opt as the soft core course, that is elective course. So this is also we are working on this. I thought from this year we could have implemented, but there is some misunderstanding in the academic section. So we are working on this. Soon we will implement. If it is implemented, every semester students can take 2 credit course. Any student in our campus, in our university, they can take NCC courses. So this is the another point I thought students can know. So the other thing is, so I want to also give the introduction to the recent thing to the upload on it. Okay. So anyway, so we have a government has come out with the policy. This is called the National Startup and Incubation Policy 2019 for the student as well as the faculty members. Earlier, faculty members, they cannot earn money. Their only source is the salary. So they cannot do any business along with the students. Now, to the 2019 policy, they allow the student as well as the faculty members to earn money out of the research. Suppose a student is having an idea and they want to start the startup after the research. Now, after the research we publish. After this we file patent. That's all. We cannot start our own venture. But the 2019 policy, it is allowed the students to start their own ventures. This is called startup. So the similar kind, it was started by Ronald Reagan, President of USA in his term. So now in India, you can understand the more intellectuals are in the university and they teach student and they go only for the job. But as a result, that whatever the intellectual research, innovation, it is not being utilized for the public. Because of this only, this policy gives, once maybe in a class 60 student may be there and 59 student if they go for a job also it's okay. In one student they have a idea to start the business. At present we don't have any system. Whereas in the 2019 policy, that student can register and can get government more than 15 lakhs to start through the university. From their own teacher, they can start the startup. Then they can do in the lab itself. In the lab means they can do inside the university. Once they are successful with this, they can go for the loan, either mudra loan or any other loan. They can go. Even government is also giving a loan if the startup is very productive. Then they can incubate it. They can make a product out of this, and they can sell. So like this, every stage, the some part of money will go to the teacher. This additional income for the teacher is called consultancy. So we have to, once the student is growing, teacher also growing, and now it is allowed. So every idea in our university, like whether it is biochemistry, biotechnology, chemistry, physics, everything, now they can make a product out of this. Why I am telling this here is, suppose Coast Guard is having an issue, I have this issue. So if you have a MOE with us, you can brief with our, share with our faculty members. You can see whether anything can be done for us. And if we have a expertise, we can also come out with the startup and we can go out, make the product out of this. I don't know whether your organization is okay with this, but university is ready for this. Our recently our computer science department, they produced the app for detecting the dengue virus mosquitoes, dengue virus spreading mosquitoes, Anopheles mosquitoes. So it is basically, it is introduced in the most of the schools, in more than 300 schools in Pondicherry. The moment student come to know about the this is the bunch of the dengue virus spreading mosquitoes, they will take photo and upload in the app. So this photo will spread into all the officers, IAS officers, and also all the head of the institution, including municipalities. Until those people will come, immediately come there, and they will detect and check. If it is, until it clears, that column will not be closed. So everybody up to LG, up to chief minister, they can see what is this. Some beep sound is coming here, this area. What happened to this? So this is successfully implemented, but the app is produced by our university student, computer science students only. So like this, we can contribute. So not only we are studying, teaching the students, those knowledge can be transferred to the public also. So if you feel that some of the problem you have, whether it's a material or a software, you can feel free to talk to us, and then we can think of this. Even recently we had MOU with the police department, UT police department. Their idea is, first is research, second is the controlling of the signals, whether we can go for the any software, where you can see now they fix the signal for 15 second, 13 second, 30 second, like this. Once the vehicle is over, still they fixed this will be empty. Sometime you can see it's always center portion will be empty in IG and Rajiv Gandhi signal. Whereas if you introduce the software where once the camera sense will be there, once the last car is or last vehicle is over, immediately next will go automatically. This type of software, it is available in many smart cities outside, but this can be done using our students in the software. They are working on this for us, with us, as well as the PTU. They have gone for MOU. Like this, university now, instead of thinking that only degree giving places, we are also taking the problem of the public, and our students are well equipped, they are very bright, and they are also interested to take the initiative to solve the problems. So these are the some points I thought I will share with the students as well as the Coast Guard. Thank you for inviting me again. Sorry for my delay, and thank Dr. S.I. Humayun for arranging, and also Commandant Srivatsava for taking initiative and coming to Pondicherry University for this awareness program. Thank you, one and all.
So thank you very much for your insightful speech. As you rightly mentioned, as Commandant Srivatsava sir has said, that sea blindness, mentioned by Admiral Mihir Roy way back in 90s, how India neglected sea, and now we have shifted from that phase towards talking about blue economy, because blue economy was one of the a neglected zone for India for quite a long time. But today we are talking blue economy as a major sector where Coast Guard is playing a very vital role. So their duty as a policing job now, it has multiplied more, and each and every day whatever that we are getting news is like wherever in the whether it is a Gujarat region or it is in Tamil Nadu, all these smuggling activities, smuggling activities in the sense not any explosives but also valuable economical things like seaweeds and all those kind of things. So thank you very much for giving your wonderful thoughts, sir. Now I request Pradhanadhikari PSJ Kumar sir to deliver the lecture. Thank you.
Good evening to all. On behalf of Indian Coast Guard District Headquarters number 13 at Pondicherry, I, Pradhanadhikari P.S. Jayakumar, will give a brief presentation about Indian Coast Guard and its roles, and most importantly the career opportunities available in Coast Guard. So before starting the presentation, I would like to show a short movie on Indian Coast Guard.
जलम जल स्थान गतिम सर्वथा एव रक्षणीयम् जंतूनाम सुख जीवनम हेतु जलस्य रक्षणम नूनम भवतु। Fragmented fringes and earth borderlines are no match for our allegiance. Roiling water can't disorient us. We are its peacetime warriors. The foreboding, dark, unknowability of the sea. We let nothing slip into the oblivion below. We keep the faith and fight the fight. Dedicated to a mission larger than our lives. Spiraling use of oceans for economic gains has plunged the world into a pandemonium. Increasing cannibalism of periphery makes our hawk-eyed vigil ad rem. Changing face of conflict at sea. Citizenry blinded by their own incentives. We manage all conflicts constructively. Brothers on my left and sisters on my right. Together we stand, together we guard. No task too great, no dream too grand. With our planet's alarm going off, the urgent threat facing our entire species, our responsibility knows no bounds. For we are the guardians of sustainable tomorrow. Hours, weeks, months and years, we never fail to prepare. Amidst growing challenges at sea and threat to economic zones, we are always on standby to stand by. With over 96% of Earth's water seabound, we enforce our nation's law at sea. From nature's fury to man's deceit, we stand guard against all. Seven seas and 5 oceans. We have eyes far and wide. We are the Indian Coast Guard. Saviors at sea. We are Yatra, Tatra, Sarvatra.
I hope the short movie has given a fair idea about Indian Coast Guard undertaking the operations. Now we'll move ahead with the presentation. As my executive officer already said, the Indian Coast Guard was formed in 1977. There are many reasons for that. One of the main reasons is smuggling in our seas and the oil explorations in our sea areas, which mandated the government of India to form a force, maritime force other than Indian Navy. So the Indian Coast Guard comes to an existence. The Indian Coast Guard was formed in 1st February 1977. And the Indian Coast Guard is celebrating its 49th Rising Day on 1st February this year. As like other organizations, the Indian Coast Guard is also having their mission statement. The mission statement is to protect our ocean and offshore installations, including oil, fish, and minerals, to assist mariners in distress and safeguard life and property at sea, to enforce maritime laws with respect to sea, poaching, smuggling, and narcotics, to preserve marine environment and ecology and protect rare species, to collect scientific data. And our motto is we protect. Now I will go with the duties and function of Indian Coast Guard. The safety and protection of artificial islands as well as the oil installations. Oil exploration activities are being undertaken by government as well as private firms in Indian sea areas through their installations. So Indian Coast Guard ships, land aircrafts, and routine patrol undertake the surveillance of these installations to ensure the safety and security to that installations. Protection of fishermen. As we know, every day lakhs of fishermen are proceeding to sea for fishing activities. So we are educating the fishermen through community interaction programs for safe fishing activities, and we are educate them to indulge in a safe practices and to upkeep of their ports prior proceeding to sea, and mandatory carriage of life-saving appliances. Assistance to fishermen in distress. So, Indian Coast Guard is providing search and rescue assistance to the fishermen whilst any distress in sea. The Maritime Rescue Coordination Centers, which are located at Mumbai, Chennai, and Port Blair, coordinating the search and rescue operations through our Indian Coast Guard ships as well as aircrafts. And as on today, the Indian Coast Guard has saved 11,082 precious lives which were distressed at sea. Preservation and protection of marine environment. The Indian Coast Guard is engaged with environmentalists for preservation of marine environment and including flora and fauna. Prevention and control of marine pollution. The Indian Coast Guard play a major role in case of any marine oil pollution at sea. Indian Coast Guard is having a special role vessels to control the marine oil pollution to avoid any major disaster. As well as the Indian Coast Guard conduct regular training programs for the stakeholders and oil handling agencies for prepare themselves to control any oil pollution through contingency plans. And Indian Coast Guard is capable of responding as a first responder to any oil pollution, marine oil pollution in our region. Assisting customs and other authorities for anti-smuggling operations. In coordination with customs and other law enforcement agencies, the Indian Coast Guard undertake operations to prevent smuggling of contrabands in our region. As on date, the contrabands seized were more than 12,000 crores by Indian Coast Guard in coordination with other departments. Enforcement of maritime enactments. Indian Coast Guard undertake regular patrols for imposing the maritime law at sea. Assist in collection of scientific data. Whilst on patrol by Indian Coast Guard ships, collect all the relevant data from the scientific buoys placed at sea and which was shared to the concerned authorities for further research. Safety of life and property at sea. Indian Coast Guard undertake operations to mitigate any disaster or accidents at sea. This is our area of responsibility. Indian Coast Guard undertake patrols approximately almost entire coastline of our nation, which is 7,517 kilometers, including Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Islands. The economic zone is around 23,72,298 square kilometer, and which are containing 1,382 islands and 12 major ports and 205 major and intermediate ports. This slide shows the organization of Indian Coast Guard. The CGHQ, Coast Guard headquarters, is located at New Delhi, and we have two seaboard commands, one at Visakhapatnam and second one at Mumbai. Also, we have 5 regional headquarters which are located at Gandhinagar, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata and Port Blair. In addition, we have 16 district headquarters in all the coastal states, including Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep Islands, out of which district headquarters number 13 is located in Pondicherry. Apart from these all, we have 42 Indian Coast Guard stations all around the coastline of India. Also, we have 03 air stations and 09 air enclaves for conducting the air operations. These are our forces available with Indian Coast Guard to discharging the charter of duties. We have 3 pollution control vessels. These are special role vessels which are utilized especially for pollution controls. These vessels are fully equipped to control any kind of marine oil pollution at sea. Also, offshore patrol vessels. These vessels are multi-mission vessels. These vessels can undertake pollution control, search and rescue, and firefighting operations at sea. And we have fast patrol vessels and interceptor boats. Also, we have interceptor crafts, air cushion vessels, and auxiliary barges. And at Pondicherry, we have 04 interceptor boats. And air cushion vessels, we have a squadron at Mandapam in Rameshwaram. These vessels can operate in sea as well as in the land. These are the aircrafts the Indian Coast Guard is having: Tornado aircraft, Chetak, and advanced light helicopters. And Indian Coast Guard having a air enclave at Puducherry, which recently commissioned, and we have a helicopter squadron at Puducherry, which can be utilized for patrol as well as search and rescue operations. Now we come to the main part of the presentation, the career opportunities available in Indian Coast Guard. These are the cadres available in Indian Coast Guard: officers GD, general duty, officers technical branch, and officers in law branch. For officer GD, the eligibility is any degree with PCM in +2 or any technical degree, BE or PTech, are eligible for general duty, for which the boys and girls are eligible. Next, come to the technical cadre. BE or BTech are eligible for this cadre. Next, come to the law. Any law degree. For this also, boys and girls are eligible. Next, come to the cadre of Yantrik. The diploma holders: diploma in mechanical engineering, diploma in electrical and electronics engineering, and diploma in electrical and communication engineering are eligible for this post. Then come to Navik GD. The eligibility is +2 with PCM. Then comes to the Navik domestic branch. The 10th is the eligibility for this post. This is the rank structure of officer in Indian Coast Guard. It starts with assistant commandant, then progress to deputy commandant and commandant JG, commandant, deputy inspector general, inspector general, additional director general, and director general. And the basic pay is and pay level is also shown on the slide. This is the pay scale for the Naviks, general duty as well as the domestic branch. The pay scale start with 21,700, it is up to 69,100. And other benefits, all the allowances as applicable to that. This is the pay scale for Yantriks, which are the diploma entry. The pay scale start from 29,200 to 93,200 and all applicable allowances. Apart from the pay scale, the benefits, other benefits: medical cover for self and family, including dependent parents, furnished government accommodation for self and family, and 45 days of annual leave and 08 days of casual leave with LTC, leave travel concession per year from home duty station to hometown. For self and family, including dependent parents. Insurance cover of rupees 1 crore with a premium of 10,000 per month. Contributory pension scheme and gratuity on retirement as applicable, and canteen facilities And throughout the service, you can learn and participate in various sports activities, sports and adventure activities, and ECHS medical facilities post retirement. So, with this slide, I am done with the presentation.
Thank you very much for your patience, and thank you very much for this opportunity given to students. And we have been regularly visiting ICGS ships every year, sir, with the help of district headquarters through ComCG office. So we'd like to continue the practice so that cadets get motivated and students also get an opportunity to know there is something called Indian Coast Guard apart from these regular forces like Indian Army, Air Force, Navy. There is a career called Indian Coast Guard which also gives many opportunities starting from aviation to maritime related things. So I would be very happy to say or request that kindly continue this support for the cadets, and more or less we also wish to have more academic collaboration as sir has already informed you. So we will try to have this MOU into coming into picture so that officers will get a chance, and other things like other than officers we have Pondicherry University distance education program where we are giving maximum benefits to the soldiers to pursue their higher studies, because we know after entering 12 plus or degree you will never get chances to study anything. So we are giving 50% waive off in the degree and PG courses, like MBA professional courses also we are giving. So kindly try to enroll, and it is not a request, I would order in that way, because whoever comes in our air unit and all, we pursue all the people to get an MBA degree and go from this place. So why not others? So please enroll. Our enrollment process will start in first week of February. Those who are eligible, they can apply for your postgraduate course like MBA, or else if you want to pursue your graduation also. I saw a few officers who are interested in pursuing Hindi, sir. It was really rare cases. We do have postgraduate courses in Hindi that also they can pursue. So you are welcome to Pondicherry University at any time, any help. We are here to help you, sir. Thank you very much. So with this, I would like to thank the Coast Guard as well as the university administration for this chance.